going to sit, but we don't know what's happening. And, much like life, they don't tell us what's happening, and it's all an experience to us. So it keeps us on a certain edge of performance every time. But we all sat and watched last year to see what we did, and this year now we can step on another stone on that path and be more secure about what we're doing, and actually help out the plot lines in any way that we can through our performance.
I mean, I don't really have any scenes with I didn't really have any scenes with Ray, but then when I watched the first season, I became big fans of my colleagues, and that's a really lovely thing when you're on a show, to actually become a true fan of the people that you're working with, even when you're not in scenes with them. And actually, sometimes when you're not in scenes with them, you see them even more objectively, don't you? Because you're not in a scene thinking, oh, I wish I'd done that, and looking at yourself, you know. So it's really nice to come back and be inspired by the people I work with. That's pretty amazing.
I used to be able to turn my back to her. I can't now. Might be missing a few parts.
Exactly. He just saw me looking pretty in the makeup, you know, with my white hair and my cute dresses, and then when he saw the first season, he was like, oh, she's queen of creepiness.
You know, the first time I saw Jaime dressed up, she was sitting in a trailer, and she had this outfit on with the hood up, and I walked past her, and oh my God. I think the first thing I said to her was, oh my God, you look amazing. You are incredibly a vision sitting there. Then I started watching the first episode, and the season I'm going, ooh, she's creepy.
Your character, you're setting the tone for your species and what you're going to be like. How much of that is you, and how much was the writers? And like, did you have some freedom to say,
you know what? A really wonderful thing about something that is this big is you're dealing with really big themes, and then obviously I am playing another species, and the writers have got a huge array of cast to deal with, and you know, and the director's got decisions about visuals and how things are going to look, and so what happens is it's so big that you actually have more opportunity to create, because all those people sometimes on other jobs, they'll be able to control everything, but when something's this big, you can't control everything, and you know, we can go to the director or producers or writers and suggest an idea, and they're like, oh, I'll have that, and they'll use that, and so I really feel as though this genre, and particularly this show, really fosters a high level of creativity, almost like in theatre. It is a real production of everyone coming together, and that's a joy, and you see it with the costume designers, you see it on set, you know, the set designers and everything. Everybody's really good at their job, and they're bringing a lot, so it's great.
It's starting to get to the point now where we can just walk on set and go, yeah, there's really no discussion about what's going on. It's just, yeah, let's do this. Boom.
You guys work in such an elaborate environment. Like, what's your favorite part of it? Your favorite either prop or part of the set?
Lunch. I think just going to work every day, because we're off on a parking lot and all the trailers are there, but as soon as we walk down this little ramp into Defiance, it's a
they just put so much detail. You can actually walk through the streets of Defiance, so it really helps with that creative process.
It's for me, it's super fun. It's such an intricate storyline, and yet I never feel as though I'm doing exposition as an actor. You know, trying to kind of like push plot along or tell the story. You know, human beings don't really do that, or aliens, or whatever. But you know, yeah, exactly. But I always feel like I'm playing a character and I'm playing a relationship, and that's a real joy between action and cut. It's so joyful. I'm not saying ridiculous things because I'm trying to remind the audience about what happened last week, and that's really the skill of great writers. They're managing to give you this complex world without overloading us with
information
that makes us want to shoot ourselves as actors.
Like as a performance, right? You can just step ahead and just keep grabbing ahead and pulling on this, lifting through it rather than saying, last week on Defiance.
And each of you, do you believe in aliens?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I was abducted once.
You've been trying to go back ever since.
Newsflash. That's what I tell everybody when I lose something.
but do you think
They took it.
are they among us now? Are they coming?
Well, how can it be? I stumbled across something years ago called the Drake equation. It was you know the Drake equation is? It's determining the possibilities of if there are other life forms in the galaxy or in the universe. It's so huge and big. How can
Absolutely
it possibly
agree.
be are just us?
Yeah, I mean, it's so narcissistically human for us to think that we could be the only life form. Yes. But I do. I like the Discovery Channel, and I've watched the series Ancient Aliens.
Hey, we are the Discovery
I
Channel.
know, right? I am in my bath. But
Let's switch channels.
but I think that maybe we are descendants of aliens. That may have been the missing link, and maybe that's what made us stand up in the first place. And that the pyramids, and you look at I think maybe we all are aliens.
There is a big chunk of evolution that they can't account for. All of a sudden, there were this big chunk of our evolution is gone, but they just don't know what happened to it. All of a sudden, we're walking around and going, "Oh, got any fire?" Yeah.
And if you actually boil down a lot of religions as well, there's always something that thousands of years ago when the scripts were written, is unexplainable, that kind of ties it all together. That maybe that was aliens.
So, of course, you spent an entire year with your characters. You sort of built it up. Some of them are really characters that you can connect with. Of course, now the new season's coming up, and everyone would want to know, so where's your character going? And so, but where would you want your character to go? You personally, as an actor, as a professional, where would you like to take your act?
To the end of season 5 and possibly season 6.
And to the lunchroom.
And to the lunchroom. Well, I don't want to see my character. Personally, as an actor, I don't want to have the luxury of knowing where my character's going. That's no fun. It's so fun. It's like getting a new set of something, a new set of Christoffel cutlery. Every time they hand you a script, you go, whoa! Look at this, and you read it. You run and sit in your favorite chair, and you read through the script, and then you go, wow. It gives you something to think about instead of knowing where nobody comes to us.
If we know where our character's going, then we've kind of failed a little bit, or the show has become, we don't want the audience or us knowing what's going to happen. Otherwise, it's to be expected and there's no surprise. But I'm always reading scripts for this and thinking, oh no, my character would never do that. Well, why is she doing that? And then I'm like, that must be good. And first of all, I'm super invested in my character, and secondly, they are constantly surprising me,
keeping us on our toes. As to what we should be doing and shouldn't be doing.
They always say as well that happiness is not a true test of character. It's nice. We all like happiness and joyful scenarios, but it's really trials and tribulations and trouble that really shows the full metal of a character. And I think that on Defiance, all of our characters are tested to their limits.
Because life is a Don Ho record.